and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Sunday, the 22nd of May, 2022. So let's see what we have in store for us this week. It's certainly hotting up here in Spain. Manifesting May, we're still, oh wow. I said manifesting May and they all wanted to fall out. If you haven't seen the video for the month of manifesting May, then I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen for you. Always lovely to hear what you're manifesting, what's coming on in your, what's coming in your life. Oh my goodness me, the cards are just wanting, oh my goodness me. No, anymore. Why are we being so talkative? And there was me thinking it was a quiet day. Obviously not. Anything else? Right, okay, not for now. Let's see. We've got quite a lot here actually. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I don't think I've ever had that many. Let's see. They're all face down at the moment. Hang in there. I love this card, the Hangman. It's very powerful. He's a reminder that the best way to manifest is to get out of your own way. Look, he's not in his own way, is he? He's just hanging in there. I think of this as the tree of truth. The T is the tree of truth, because your truth is going to flow through you. And if you worry about things, or if you fret about things, or if you run around like a headless chicken, or if you try and plan and organize and control, you're just limiting what the universe can deliver. So we've already seen this month in the other readings that the universe is delivering dreams, you know, accept the challenge. You know, this is about letting go of all expectations and just letting that divine energy flow through. And another really important thing is not needing to know. I know that sounds a bit bizarre because we all want to know where we're heading, you know, what's going to happen. No, it doesn't have to be that way. It's just like, just flow each day with the energy. Look at him. That's what he's doing. That's what he's saying to me. He's spiritually guided and he is not forcing any action. So he's not thinking, I've got to get this done by tomorrow, or I've got to get this done by a certain date, or, you know, everything's just got to happen quickly, or no, there's no planning, there's no rushing, there's none of these things. He is just letting things unfold and he's keeping his frequency as high as possible. He is so chilled. Okay, so this is the message. It's coming up first this week because this is the message for us. Stay chilled, action will come, because this card is about not forcing action, not pushing a rock up a hill, I like to think. But that doesn't mean not taking action, because when the action is needed, it will flow through you and it will be choiceless and effortless. So if you're doing chores and errands and it's not feeling choiceless and effortless, stop, chill, meditate, do what you need to do, whatever. Okay. And release all expectations of timing, I want to say, because we're limiting things with our human mind. We're completely limiting things. We're limiting what the universe can bring us by trying to predict how it can be, trying to expect how it can be, trying to control how it can be. We're limiting stuff because miracles are coming in thick and fast. But if you don't get out of the way, you know, because you've got to get in the way of the miracle. You're human, not you are human, you are your higher self, but you're human, the human vessel that you have adopted for this lifetime is physical with limited senses and limited understanding, limited awareness. So don't leave anything up to your human. You've got to make sure that you know, your human gets out of the way. Just let your human be happy and healthy and relaxed and chilled as much as possible, because there's some divine energy coming through. So if your human needs to rest, he or she needs to rest. If your human needs to take action, he or she will take action without it having to be forced. That's the message with this card. Lovers card, fantastic. So self-love, it's coming on the heels of this one. I just said, if your human needs to rest, do whatever it is that your human needs to raise his or her frequency, that's self-love. That is self-love. Not pushing yourself, not making yourself wrong at all, not shoulding yourself into doing anything, just going with the flow. If you need to, you're not going to let anyone down. If you need to cancel any arrangements, or you need to postpone anything, or you need to delay anything, there is only you. Everybody outside of you is a reflection of a part of you. So you cannot upset anybody by just being honest and open. You might need to be honest and open about that you need time off, or you need time to yourself, or you need to postpone something. It's okay, because there is only you. Okay, what isn't okay is not being authentic. Okay, because this is self-love. This is the self-love card, being spiritually guided and doing what your human and your higher self. This is about nurturing your soul. So looking after your human, but nurturing your soul. I mean, obviously, hand in hand, they're all interconnected. There is obviously a lover's connection here as well. There's definitely love in the air. There's no two ways about that. So if you are in a relationship, then the chances are the love and romance is being rekindled. If you're not in a relationship and you want to be, there could be someone coming in, obviously the Lovers card. It's also Gemini card, and we have just started Gemini. So we are now in the sign of Gemini. So yes, powerful. So this has probably come up to remind us that we're now in Gemini, but also it is a season where you might meet somebody if you are looking. Having said that, you're not going to go out of your way to look for them, remember. You're going to stay on your divine path, and the right person will be there on your path. You don't need to take a detour to find Mr. or Mrs. right for you. You can just stay on your divine path, doing what's right for you, what's nurturing your soul, what's looking after your human, and expressing yourself and creating whatever it is that you're creating. And Mr. and Mrs. right for you will be on that path, obviously. So you don't need to detour off it. I hope that makes sense. New action, fantastic. So this is what, I haven't even turned them all over. I'm turning them over as we go now. What did I say about him? He is not forcing action, okay? He's letting it flow through him, through the energy of love. So everything is love, everything is energy, but energy is love. Love is energy. It's like, what is? The all that is love. So this energy is flowing through you. Get out of your way, because it's creating something new for you. This is transformation. There's a massive transformation going on with fruition. It's spiritually guided. It's action in the physical world. Okay, so this is this is a really important point. But it's coming through you. This is divine action. It's new action. It's a new activity for you, whether it be business, pleasure, joy, activity, whatever it might be. But it's a new action that is divine, and it's coming from your state of being in love, because love is not an emotion, it's a state of being. That map of consciousness is the state of being. So this is about loving yourself. And so that you hit that love or above frequency, then this beautiful divine energy is flowing through you. And so you're creating something new. It's beautiful. There's something new going on here. And it's passionate because it's fire. Okay. And yeah, it's coming in now. So it could be a relationship. Okay. It could be the perfect relationship for you. It could be a perfect job for you. It could be a perfect activity for you. It could be some kind of abundance activity, some kind of hobby that you're now more passionate about. Maybe it's a hobby that you're now able to exchange for financial security or other energy exchanges. There's stuff going on. There's lots of creation. This is a very creative card, of course. So there's something new coming in, a new kind of creation. It's really exciting, I think. Oh my goodness me, you've got the world. We've got the world, the whole world in your hands. This is the last of the major arcana cards. So we've got, out of the first 4 cards, we've got 3 major arcana and an ace. I love weeks like that. So this is like the universe is your playground. Just remember that you are the creator. You're creating all of it yourself. You're creating it for your own benefit. So even the little hiccups, you know, and the little triggers are something that we can learn from. All perfect. It's all divine. Just, you know, just know that even the things that feel wobbly, you have created them for the purpose of processing emotions. I just want to, that's a really important point. It's happening to a lot of people because the energies are really high at the moment, and we've had that dirty water bucket, a bucket of dirty water analogy that I've said before, where you're pouring pure water in and the dirty water overflows out. So when that pure energy comes in, there's going to be denser energy, emotions, overwhelm, anxiety, fear, guilt, shame, despair, all of those, you know, are going to come out. Okay, now for you to process that, your higher self cleverly knows that you need to process that. So your higher self will create a situation or a drama or a scenario in your life whereby those emotions are going to get triggered. Those emotions come up for you to feel them. So it's okay. And you can have a little wobbly, whatever you want to call it. You can have a little, you know, tantrum, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. You can cry, you know, whatever it is that you need to do. But please don't hold it in. Please don't hold it in. It needs to come out. And just remember that you have created whatever that situation was that triggered it inside of you, because your higher self knew that this dirty water was coming up to be overflowed out, so that your overall bucket is cleaner and higher frequency energy. We really are cleansing ourselves, and this high energy coming in is like free healing for us. So and you are the universe, remember. You are the whole universe in one human being, and you get to create the whole lot. So this card has come as a reminder. It's also the last major arcana card, which means there has been a completion of spiritual lessons. There's been a completion of spiritual lessons. You know which ones you've been working on. You know what your higher self has been testing your human on recently. So this is about applying those spiritual lessons. You might listen to spiritual teachers and channelers and things like that, and you might be picking up wisdom. And now it's about applying that wisdom, because there's a new avenue. It's come on the heels of this one, which means there's a new activity, and you're going to be able to apply all of this. I want to say wisdom, yes, all of these wisdom and the spiritual lessons into how you deal with things, and how you look for, how you go forward, and how you are mastering your emotions and mastering your thoughts. And it is about playing. She's playing. Look at that. She's absolutely enjoying herself, because that's what it's about. I don't like to use the word business, work, or job, because I think it's just play. We just play, and sometimes you play and you can receive financial, you know, energy. You can receive, you know, money for playing, and other times you can be playing and you don't, and that's cool, that's good. And sometimes you pay money to play, okay, which is also good. It's all good, okay, but it's still play, play and play, okay, because that's what we came here to do. So whether you get paid or not paid, or how you get paid, whether it's an exchange or whether it's, you know, whichever way you want to look at it, it's all about just giving and receiving of energy, making sure the flow is equal, so that there's no resentment, there's no bitterness, there's no overwhelm or anything like that. There is just this lovely flow of love and energy, and it's all about playing. It's all about playing, and that's what this card is telling me at the moment. So this new avenue for you, even if you receive financial security from it, that's play. And it's an abundance activity whereby you are playing, and the whole universe is your playground. So don't limit yourself with that human mind of yours. Okay, here you've got a little bit of, oh, here comes the doubt. Here comes the doubt, because she's blindfolded. She can't see this new way. It's not something she's seen. It's not something she's thought about. She's blindfolded. That tells us that one of these decisions, it's not kind of her human, I want to say, her human cannot fathom what that direction is. But what she does know is that the existing direction, the moon, symbolizes fears. So She's sitting there with this fear. We need to really catch ourselves when we make decisions out of fear, you know, on any level, you know, when you make a decision about anything, is it coming from a place of fear? Are you preempting something which is based on fear? What if, but I've got to do this in case this happens. Be careful with that, because I think sometimes we're still operating here, making these decisions. Twos are two of swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas, beliefs. And I think some of us are still making decisions over here based out of fear, because we cannot fathom this decision. We cannot see this decision. We don't believe it. It's like it's not something that's come into our awareness. But if we know that this one is out of fear, and we know that this one is the comfort zone that we need to get out of, this could be the south node, and we need to move towards our north node, which is not what we're used to. Okay, so there's a little thing about studying north nodes and south nodes. You can learn it all on YouTube, because that's what I've been doing. So that's a very interesting point. Let's have a look at the next one. Queen of Cups. This is all about mastering your emotions. Mastering your emotions. And it has come up with this afterwards. Another major arcana. The Tower is coming up all the time at the moment, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, because how do we make changes? The changes that we're making, put it this way, if you pour a shed load of clean water into your dirty bucket, right? Just imagine it, rather than pouring it gently and just letting that dirty water gently overflow, imagine pouring it right in, right? That dirty water is going to come right out like that, and the bucket might shake all over the place, you know. When we make these big changes, we're multidimensional. We're all in layers. We've got a physical and emotional and mental and spiritual and loads of others, you know, that we don't know about. So when changes happen, they're happening on all levels. So this Tower card is kind of a must, because it's the beliefs coming down, it's your expectations coming down, it's what you have already created. The last video was about uncreating. Well, you can't get more uncreating than the Tower card, can you? There's a tower, and it's basically uncreating. You're uncreating what you've already manifested, because it's not in your highest good anymore. You're no longer resonating with it. You're not fulfilling or allowing your full potential. I am ready and willing to allow my full potential. Well, you've probably been doing really well, but you haven't been living your full potential. And now you've been given an opportunity to live your full potential and to expand into greater and higher levels of consciousness, greater than you ever believed. Okay, because it's only your belief that's stopping you. So the more we learn this, the more we realize, hang on a minute, so I've got to dream bigger, I've got to dream bigger. So the more that we dream bigger, what we've been living in is coming down, because we're building something new, and you are building something new. So the old has to come down. This could be a house that you're moving away from. It could be a town that you're moving away from. It could be a relationship that you're walking away from. It could be a job that you're walking away from. It could be a way of thinking. Maybe suddenly you don't care what other people think. You realize that there is only you, and there's only you that you need to make happy. You need to raise your frequency, and that's it. So you've just got this. You don't need other people's approval. You don't need anyone else to govern you. You know, all these beliefs are coming down as you step into the new you, which is a more loving you, which is flowing through you, where you are having fun and creating a new universe, a new heaven on earth. I want to say heaven on earth. So she's mastered her emotions. She's about mastering the emotions. It's what I've just said to you. It's about the emotions that are coming up at the moment. It's about, we can express them. We can express them however we like, but we're going to try and express them consciously, obviously, just observe them. If they get too overwhelming, that's fine. We can have a paddy, we can have a cry, like I said, because we're just observing. We don't want to make it wrong. We don't want to make ourselves wrong. Oh, I was wrong because I cried. I was wrong because I shouted at somebody. I was wrong, because I got angry. No, there's no wrong. You came here for a feeling experience, and your human needed to express those feelings. So it's all okay. So don't beat yourself up about it. But she is observing her emotions. You see how she's watching that cup? She's observing that cup. The cup is your emotions. It's the water sign. But it's intuitive, it's spiritual, it's creative, and it's emotionally fulfilling. So she's observing her emotions from a very detached place. She's observing her human. Okay, so she's observing the bucket of dirty water overflowing. Okay, and she's holding that space for the bucket of water. She's holding that space. So your higher self holds space for your human while your human processes what's going on. It's fine. It's okay. It's all good. There's no guilt. There's no shame. There's no beating yourself up. There's no shoulding yourself. It's all done with love. When you have a toddler that has a little tantrum, you're not going to blame them, point fingers, shout at them. You're just going to let them get it out of their system safely. Let them know that they're being listened to. Let them know that they're being acknowledged. Let them know they're being heard. Let them know they're loved. That's exactly how we can treat our humans. Our higher self can treat our humans, so that we can observe the emotions, love our humans, and master our emotions that way when we're having these tower moments, which it's basically disruption and chaos, but it's also obviously processing, because as I've said before with the tower, these people falling out of the tower, they were stuck in the tower, they were stuck in a rut, and if the universe didn't come and push that tower over, they would still be up there, not fulfilling their potential, not doing what they came here to do, not living a life of joy and peace and harmony. They would just be existing on automatic pilot, not really having any meaning to their life. But if we're going to create heaven on earth, which is full of meaning and love and joy, then we need to shake ourselves out of this. So so I hope that makes sense. The next one is the 6 of Pentacles. So this is about investing a little bit, keeping the balance. Okay. So, and Pentacles is typically financial, although it can be energy of all sorts, of course, because everything is energy. So it could be your resources, it could be your time, your energy, or your money. And he's balancing it. He's giving more to one than the other, but, he's also giving to the poor, but he's also going to be receiving. He's obviously receiving from somewhere, and so he's giving. So when we receive, it makes us want to give, and when you give, you're receiving, because everyone's a reflection of a part of you, right? So this is about just keeping that energy balance right. And it's not always, it can be pay it forward. A lot of people love that pay it forward. That's a lovely way to do it, isn't it? If somebody owes you something, or somebody wants to pay you back for something. I often get this when I do the energy readings on Facebook Lives or what have you, and people want to do something. I'm just like, no, pay it forward, pay it to the next person. Or if somebody does you a favor, and you want to pay them back, sometimes it's like, no, you just do a favor for somebody that needs it. It's a lovely energy. But if you're not there yet, we also need to keep our energy balanced, because if we give too much, we're going to start resenting. We're going to start resenting people for taking and stuff like that. And if we feel that we're receiving too much, then that might not make us feel comfortable. So whatever form, whether it's resources, time, energy, or money, he's got the scales. It is about balancing that energy. So it doesn't matter, like if this new activity, and you're thinking about charging or not charging or something like that, it doesn't really matter, as long as there's a balance of energy going on. As long as you feel you've got to be happy with whatever it is that you're giving or receiving, so it's got to be something that brings joy to both sides, doesn't it? So it's important, because there's a lot of people working for donations only. There's a lot of people, you know, not knowing how to price things when they're starting their new abundance activity. There's a lot of people giving their time and using their time, or actually physically putting in work for themselves, for people, and investment in themselves, or, you know, to help others. So whether it be your time, your energy, or your finances, things need to be. And how do you know whether it's balanced? You know it from your feelings. It's a feeling thing. So just, you need to feel inside. Do I feel resentful? Do I feel resentful because I feel like I've given more than I've received? You know, or do I feel some shame because I feel like I've received more than I've given? You know, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. But that's what this card is saying to me. So I'm not sure what's coming up this week. So you can always put in the comments and let me know what's going on in your life. But this is something about giving and receiving and feeling good about it. It's about feeling good about giving and feeling good about receiving. Okay, it's the same thing, because everyone's a reflection of you. So when you give to others, you're giving to yourself. When you receive, you know, it's all the flow of energy. It's keeping that energy flowing in a positive way. So yeah, that's an important point. The last card is the 8 of Cups, and he is withdrawing, and these are emotions, of course. So he's withdrawing from the emotions. That's what she's done when she's looking at the emotion. So he's gone into his cave. There's the fear that we have in this card. So this is all kind of linking up. So when you feel this about a decision, are you making that decision out of fear? Okay, he's going into his cave to process that fear, because it's about the fear that's within you. It's a feeling card. We've got these feeling cards. We've got these, I mean, this is a decision, but our decisions are very much, our choices are very much based on our feelings, aren't they? So and she's observing her emotions. He's walking away. He's like emotional withdrawal. I want to say detaching. He's detaching from the emotions. That doesn't mean he's suppressing them. No, of course not. We're not going to, you know, Sigmund Freud said that unexpressed emotions never die. They just get buried and come back in uglier ways. We know that from trapped emotions. You know, if we keep them all in, then they're just going to come out as sort of overreaction or malfunction or disease or illness, because most illnesses are born out of our trapped emotions. So he's withdrawing. He's detaching, not in a suppressing way, of course, in an observing way. So like I said before, he's kind of backing up what I said before about letting your human feel whatever your human needs to feel, and observing your human, and loving your human, and giving your human the space to express those emotions. If you can do it completely by observing, if you do it in meditation, like Eckhart Tolle says in his book The Power of Now, and you just observe the emotion and feel it within you and keep your body relaxed, you'll feel the energy moving around and it will leave your energy field. It's very, I was going to say it's very difficult to do, but you might find it easy to do. I think it takes practice. I think it takes practice, and I think that's what he's doing. And I think this week we're going to have opportunities to do that, to observe our human and observe that emotion and see if we can just feel it leaving our energy field. Because what might happen, of course, is we feel that emotion and then we react. Again, it's okay, but just know that you're doing it. Be aware that you're doing it. Be aware that that's your emotion. Be aware that that's the dirty water coming out, because the goodness is coming in. Okay, it's not something to worry about. Just know that everything's coming down that needs to come down, because there is all this beautiful new coming in, and we cannot receive this beautiful new if we don't shake up our existing energy. And I mean that on a physical, emotional, mental and spiritual level. So a bit of a shake up time, but all for the right reasons, all going in the right direction, all born out of love, and all born out of you allowing your full potential. Wow, exciting week. So lots of love to you all. I'd love to hear from you as to what you're doing, what you're manifesting, and how's it going. For now, see you in the next video.